Hey there, planners. It is spring. Things are blooming. Things are coming back to life. And as with every spring, as predictable as my daffodils rising out of the ground too soon, I have updated my planner system. And so, yep, I've done a thing and I'm here to talk all about it. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. So since mid-January, I have been using this week size planner. It's not the Weeks planner. It is from Soft Paper Co., what used to be Sweet Freckle Designs, like a mock week size planner in this red cover. And it was working really well. I actually really liked this planner. I started the year, or intended to start the year, in an A6-stology, but within days of the first of the year and using it, I knew that was not going to be the answer for me. And so this really became a really great catch-all planner, and the notes pages in the back I was using in ways that were really helping me. I found the format of the months to be just really beautiful and useful. And anyway, I really love this planner, but here's the problem. Look how thick it is. It was just so thick. And I started to really worry that I was going to run out of it. With a pen in there, I could not get it on the first. I could get it on the second, but it was obvious that it was not going to last. It was just not going to last. And I kept adding notes pages, and it was obvious to me that I was going to run out of notes pages. So I wanted to move into something also that would allow me to have a bit of a larger health tracking journaling section. And this, if I did everything I wanted to do in the space of health and my health goals, I would very quickly run out of notes. So I was feeling limited. I was feeling like it wasn't going to last. So I needed a change, and so predictably, every spring, I sort of change up my planner system. And really quarterly for me, I find, is a good time frame to really reevaluate how things are going and take a look at what might need to change. So introduce this little chunky monkey. So this is a traveler's notebook size. This is a Moterm cover. I don't love the color of the cover right now. I'm not loving that, but I am loving the size, and because of what I have in this, I needed the Moterm because it's so big. It holds so much. This is a really, it still fits in my hand, but there's a lot going on in here. All right, so I'll have everything linked down below. Let me get in here and start explaining what I've done. So this first book is a traveler's notebook, not by the Travelers Company, but by Amazon. And it's got the grid paper inside. I'll get into more detail about what's in each of these books in a minute, but just to review, what is the setup here? This is a reference notebook, meaning I am putting lists and items in here that are going to be consistent from year to year. Maybe, or a list that will carry over into multiple years. Think like names and addresses, my wish list, right? Things that are going to last more than a year. So I could conceivably move this book or keep this book the same and keep adding to it while I'm switching out other aspects. Okay, that's what this book is. This is in a clear cover that I found, a traveler's notebook size clear cover that I found on JetPens. I will link this and, of course, everything else below as I can. Okay, this is a A5-stology that I had cut down at Office Depot or Staples, I can't remember which way, it might have been Staples, to a traveler's notebook size. And the way I did that was I just carried the A5-stology in there, blank, brand new notebook. I carried a blank traveler's notebook in there, and I said, hey, can you cut this down to this size? And, they have that giant paper cutting machine. They did that. It's no problem. It takes like 5 seconds. And what is not consistent is the price that they will charge for that. One time I had somebody do it for free and say no charge. One time I had somebody charge me like $5. I've done it many times. I've never paid more than $5 for it. So very simple to do that if you're interested. I have also seen on Etsy, I think I saw one time somebody who actually sells them already cut down. But when you included shipping and the cost of the Stalogy and all of that, it actually ended up being more expensive than just getting a Stalogy and going to your local office supply to have them cut it down. Okay, this is my main planner. So this has calendars, weeklies, all of that stuff. I'll go into more detail, but this is like the main planner. It's the big guy. And then back here is another A5 Stalogy half year that I had cut down to the Traveler's Notebook size. And I have this just tucked in the back there. This is my health journal, tracker, planner, all of that stuff. This is my health notebook. And this is one of the major reasons why I wanted to go to this setup, so that I feel like this will last me more than a year because of the number of pages and the size of the pages, but I really wanted this to be separate from my main planner. So I've stuck stickers all over everything. And then back here, I've just got a couple of stickers back here, not doing much really with that. Okay, so that is the general setup. I have a reference notebook, I have a main planner, and I have a health tracker and journal. Now, I'll do a flip through of what's actually going on inside each of these. All right, so first of all, some of the things I will probably blur out because they're private or personal information, and I don't, you don't need to see everything. What I've done here is just put some sticker paper, printed out some stuff from Canva, put it on sticker paper, and then put it inside. Got some washi tape here. What I pulled off is just a sticky note with some lists that I want to keep adding to this. So this is still very much a work in progress. It's been set up. I did do a couple weeks of back planning to, kind of see what it would look like, test out things, but I'm still continuing to put it together, but it's in a pretty good spot. I felt like it was time to show you guys. Okay. The first thing I have are contacts. These are names and addresses. I have not finished filling this out, but these are things that I would want to have with me all the time, like parents and grandparents and vets and, stuff like that. So work specific stuff, things that I want to have with me all the time. I've got plenty of room to keep going. I'm using stamps for the titles. In most cases, I'm using stamps for the titles. Markers. I really tried to use the supplies that I had available to me and not purchase a lot of things. So that's one of my kind of themes this year. I have a ton of supplies. I'm trying to use what I have and not purchase a bunch of things. Like usually this time of year, I'm doing a spring planner supplies video. I don't know that I'm going to do that this year because I just have so much stuff and I need to use it up. So anyway, a lot of this planner was put together with stuff that I already have. Okay. This is my reoccurring task list. If you have spent any time on my channel, you know that I really cannot survive without this list. This is one of my most important planner tools. Basically, I have whole videos about this and I will link them down below. But basically, this is a list of things that I have to do on a regular basis, whether that be annually, quarterly, monthly, weekly, or daily. And when I am planning, when I am looking ahead and laying out what is going to happen when, I use this list to help prompt me for what I need to do. So for example, when I'm setting up my the next week and, figuring out what all is going on, I will make sure to go through this list and see, okay, do we need to tithe this list? Does the dog need to go to the doggy daycare? Like all of those things. They're just little prompts to help me remember what I need to do, because these are the types of things that I will absolutely forget about if they're not written down. They will slip my mind and then I will be in trouble. So That's what these are. Okay, this is a wish list and a gift ideas list. You can see that the page is long. I feel like this is going to be a long time running list, and I'm going to be able to use this multiple years. So that's why it's here, because I feel like this is going to last a long time. Master grocery list, I just have not rewritten it. I have rewritten the master grocery list a few different times this year already, as I have tried different planners, and I'm exhausted with writing this down. But it is so handy when I'm ordering groceries and I am forgetting the things I need. And even if I've already thought about the fact that I need paper towels from the grocery list, when I actually sit down to order the groceries or make the grocery list, I forget it. Having a prompt list here, very similar to the reoccurring task list, right? Having prompts of the things we normally order or things to consider is really, really handy. A lot of these, like this washi, this is from an old Planner Kate weekly sticker kit. These, actually all of this is from an old Planner Kate either journaling kit or weekly sticker kit. I had a bunch of old ones. So I'm trying to use up my supplies, oldest things out the door first. So that's what this is. This is a books read list. I have been on a real reading spree this year. And so I am wanting to keep track of the book that I read, the format that I read it in, lots of audiobooks this year, when I started, when I finished, and what I rated it out of 5 stars. So I feel like this list will go, if I can make this last a year, that would be really impressive for me, because typically I will go through spurts of reading. So we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. This is a family movie night tracker, because we love to have family movie nights with our daughters. And inevitably, we cannot remember who picked the last movie, because we go in a rotation, and then we end up fighting about it. So, so I decided to keep a running tracker of who picked the movie, and also, you know, who picks the best movies. Right now, my husband is picking the loser movies, but okay. This is a tracker of my husband's golf score. It's actually 2 pages. I like to see this long term. We like to do this together, kind of track how he's doing and what his score is, so that he can see his progression. It's really fun to do that. So that's his little tracker. This is a to learn and to study list. I actually have some things that I need to put in here, but I haven't done that yet. This is a date night and family fun activities ideas list, so that when we have some time to do some fun things, I can come here and pull from them. Might have a little bit of this blurred out, but that's what that is. This is a packing list, like a master packing list. I'm also adding in some specific destinations that we go on an annual basis. So because there are like special items that I just want this to be a reference when I'm getting ready to actually make the specific list for whatever trip I'm taking. I can come here, and this is like everything that I would ever need to pack. And I just prompt myself to remember what all I need to put together. All right, this is a whole section about that I have pulled from lots of different places, but this is in general what I like to use for annual, quarterly, monthly, and weekly reviews, reflections, and resets. So these 2 pages are journaling questions that I like to go through when I am closing out the year or closing out the quarter. And typically what I will do is grab my iPad and use GoodNotes and just go through these questions and write out I'm not worried about handwriting. Nobody else is going to see it. I'm not going to keep it long term. It's just a place for me to go through the prompts. And these prompts come from questions that I just know I want to answer. They come from different tools, Cultivate What Matters, Moxie Life tools, like a culmination of a lot of different sources, including my own brain, I've collected over the years. And what I will do is sit down with my iPad and GoodNotes, go through each one of these questions, write out all the answers, and then usually the last steps are to go back through, reread all my responses, identify any themes, trends, priorities, and I do that by, highlighting, circling, underlining, all of that. And then to take those out, extract those themes and trends, and incorporate them into, the next cycle, whether that's yearly goals or, next quarter, all of that. So annual, quarter, and then I have my monthly reset here, my monthly review prompts. These are the monthly review questions, and then these are actually steps that I take to conduct my monthly review. And then I have my weekly review here, which is obviously the one I use most frequently, the steps for my weekly review, the journaling questions that I use. I have these two on sticky notes because they are frequently updating and changing. So list that I'm using or need to check, and then what are my inboxes? What are the places where actions are coming in? If you guys are interested in seeing a more detailed video about these sort of review tools, please let me know. I'm happy to walk through all of that. Okay, the rest is blank, so I have plenty of room to keep going. I got a little sticky note with planner sizes back there because I'm always looking it up. I've got plenty of room to keep going, but this really is a reference information. I can pop it out of here really quickly, set it off to the side when I'm doing things in my main planner. So this has proven to be really handy. I have, my little running list over here of things that I want to continue to add to this. So pop that back in there. So that's a work in progress. And as I have time or as I think of things, I keep adding into there. All right, now let's get into the big boy. So it's big. This one's big. This is part of the reason why I had to go traveler's notebook size. I've used maybe half. Probably not half, probably a third, actually, if I think about it, already. So I went ahead and marked off between now and the end of the year the pages that I would need for the weeklies. That's what this is. So you'll see there's just like sticky notes for the week. So I would know how much. And then the second half of this is my notes section. So that's kind of how this is broken down. All right, let's get into this one. So I have, again, some sticker paper that I printed some patterns on sticker paper and then stuck them down to the inside. I've got a Coffee Monster Co. little sticker that I use like a die cut here. And then I've got some Erin Condren. These are Erin Condren sticky notes that I use, and sticky pockets. I love sticky pockets. I actually need to repurchase the pack of these from Amazon. They come in a huge set of all different sizes, and these little ones are really my most favorite. I stick them in everything. All right, a blank page. I don't think I did this on purpose, but now I don't know what to put here. So this page is really intimidating. Actually, could you please give me some ideas of what to do with this? Because I really think like that's the weird gray page. And then I go right into year at a glance and a place for me to put sticky notes. This is from Coffee Monster Co. Just a year at a glance sticker. It actually was A5 size, but I trimmed it down and got it to fit in here, which I was super excited about. So I think this 2-page blank spread was an accident, and now I don't know what to do. Like maybe a letter to myself. I don't know. So give me some ideas of what you think I should put there. Okay. Oh, collage of my family, like photos and stuff, and my vision board maybe. I don't know. Anyway, this page is really for reference. This sticker from Coffee Monster Co. is like vinyl material, and so it's kind of difficult to write on. I probably won't write on it, but I can see putting some sticky notes here and potentially just making notes of things maybe. I'm not sure. Then I go right into my months. Now, I did back plan. I did include all 12 months because I want to be able to look back on this and reference it, and I want to show you. I just used all my leftovers, all my bits and pieces and leftovers, but I want to show you why I love this so much. So this is the setup of the month of January in the tiny weeks, in the week size planner. Look at the difference in space. Like, these boxes are so big. Now, I drew these in. I absolutely drew these in. I came back here on the back page. I think it's in this one. Maybe it's in this one. I came back here on the back page, counted out the rows and columns, and then kind of mocked up how I would draw in a calendar, like how big. And then I just drew them in. It's just super simple to draw them in. I added some washi tape, some highlighter, some days of the week stickers, and used up some leftover Coffee Monster Co. monthly decor. These Coffee Monster Co. decors are from 2025 kits as well as 2024 and maybe even 2023. Just kind of use the colors that went together. So I love the way this came out. I think this is so nice. I really, really enjoyed setting this up. I love the way it's, the way it looks. I think it's great. So these are the months. Go to a future month. Okay, here's a good example of, this is a pretty blank month in the future. I will continue to fill it up as it goes, but I just think it's really clean, and I love how much room I have. I've already used my holiday stickers to plug all of that in, birthdays, things like that that I know about. But I just feel like I love this setup. Absolutely love this setup. So I went ahead and put all the months at the beginning. And then at the end of the months, I have a 2026 page so I can make some notes. This is a image pattern from Canva put on sticker paper, printed out on sticker paper and stuck in there. The difference between the months and start the weeklies, the monthly setups, like for the weekly pages and stuff like that. I'm thinking that I may put some monthly tabs here on these so that I can easily get to them, somewhat like I had in my weeks. I really like these tiny Midori tabs. I think I don't know if you can see those. Those little tiny Midori tabs, they are so nice. They're very sturdy. I really like those. I may do that with these. Right now, I just have a little tab that I printed on the label maker that says month. All right, then we get into the month of March. So this is the first month that I actually started using this planner. I did back plan a couple weeks so that I could see how it would look. This is an image printed out on sticker paper, put that down sort of like a cover. Stamped in this month. This is my brain dump page. So this is where I keep a running list of all the things that I need to focus on, everything I need to get done this month or that's on my mind or happening this month. And then I also drew in a couple of calendars, a calendar for this month, a calendar for next month, just for reference. I will continue to add to this as the month goes. So if something comes to mind, it may not necessarily need to happen this month, but it's something that I don't want to lose. I will capture it here. That way, when I'm setting up the next month, I always come back to this list and make sure everything got done. I also use this list when I'm setting up my weeks. When I'm planning for the week ahead, I'll come here and see, is there anything that I have gotten done or anything that I need to get done this week? All right, next up, I have my meal plan here, and I've drawn it sideways like this, just like to keep that view monthly. This is similar to the setup that I had in the weeks planner as well. I love to see that on a monthly basis. It really helps me plan for the weeks and groceries and all of that stuff. I'm covering up my spending tracking page. Basically, I'm keeping track of all of my personal spending, which includes, I don't include things like gas and groceries. Those are already budgeted in, but it's like things that I didn't necessarily have to spend money on. So let's say, for example, I placed an order with Planner Kate recently. That would go on here because that is sort of my personal spending. So that's what's tracking on here. I really like to see that on a monthly basis. All right, on this page, I have my goals for the month. I have each of my goal areas along with my scripture, my word of the year, and my scripture, anchoring scripture verse. I put that in, and then I have my content plan. So this is all the reason I'm covering it up is because I don't want you guys to see what you're going to be seeing this month. So those are all of my content ideas and batch record dates and when things are going to be posted, all of that planning. And then we go right into the week. So this is an example of a week that I actually back planned and put this. This week, I did not actually live in this planner, but I wanted to play around with the layout and see how I liked it. I have set this up very, very similar to the way that I was using the way that this week's planner is set up. So you've got, you know, the little date column, you've got the horizontal, and then you've got the blank page over here, right? These are blank. This is Astrology. So the pages just look like this, right? They're just blank. What I've done is I've drawn in the template, which is very simple. This page is blank. I keep this page blank. Here I drew in the date column and then the horizontal boxes. And then I went ahead and drew a line on the end because I do like to track the weather there. And so I'm using from Soft Paper Co. Their dated weekly, like vertical, they're lined up vertically, days and dates for 2025, which makes it super simple to just pop that in. I'm just using a marker or a highlighter. And then in this section is all of the activities, appointments, to-dos. I'm using stickers in some cases. Micro journaling. So if something happened that day that I want to make sure to pay attention to or keep up with, I'll capture that there. And then I have my weather tracker there. This is what the weather will be, not necessarily what the weather was. I do it about every 5 days. I come in and update what the weather will be. And that just helps me plan for, like, am I going to grill dinner outside? You know, do I need to wear waterproof shoes to work? All of that stuff. Over here, I'm putting in a little bit of decor. These gorgeous, this is from the washi tape shop. These gorgeous spring floral washi tapes. I like to keep track of dinners, what we're having for dinner and who's cooking. This is a little mini to-do. So most to-dos are going to be captured over here on this side on the day that I need to do them. But if there are things that aren't necessarily required to be done on a specific day, they just need to be done sometime this week or at least considered to do sometime this week, I will capture them over here. And then down here is some journaling about the week or notes about the week or any other special things that I want to include. I really like this journaling. However, using my planner this way and having the journaling here, for me, this is like memory keeping. It's impacting how I'm using my bullet journal, which I set up for memory keeping, which is why you did not see a March setup in my bullet journal because I don't know that I'm going to keep using it, which is kind of sad. That's a topic for another video. Just know that this is where I'm doing some memory keeping and it is changing how I'm thinking about my planner system overall. This is a blank one. So I have gone ahead and set up some of the future weeks just to make it easier on myself. So you can see I've got the week number. I like having the week number, the date, the horizontal. Whoever thought I would be a horizontal? I have been a vertical planner for so long. I never thought I would be a horizontal layout person ever. Place to put the weather, to-dos and dinners, and then kind of free space, memory keeping, journaling, whatever else I need there. I've got this, I've got the month of April all set up. So I wanted to flip through this so you could see how I set up the month without all the writing and the blurring out. You can see that. First of all, this bunny is everything. I've never seen a photo that it captures my aesthetic more than this bunny right here. I love this bunny so much. Hold on, let me bring it closer. Look at her little face and her little belly. Oh, and a little teacup. It's too stinking cute. That brings me so much. It's ridiculous how much joy that bunny brings me. Okay, here's this month all set up for me to do my brain dump. You'll see I pulled off the sticky note here because I'm already starting to think of things, and I'm using sticky notes a lot in this planner. I'm already starting to think of things that I want to include here. I've got a blank meals section. So there's the meal plan, all blank and set up, ready to go. Again, I drew this in. It's super simple. You can tell, if you look closely at it, you can tell I'm not using a ruler. Like it's not quite even. You've got some ups and downs where my hand wasn't moving quite even. I'm not like using a ruler to get the lines all straight, but I don't care. It's fine. It's functional. It works. And I still think it's pretty. So here's my spending tracker: date, description, and amount. I've got total spend up here, total income, and then the net of for the month. That's how that's laid out. I've got my goals, a place to write my word of the year and scripture verse, and then a place to plug in each of my goals. Here is the content planning page where I've got the little calendar, batch record days, and then videos, the video plan, ideas, what's being filmed, when things are getting posted, all of that. And then there is the weeks. And I went ahead and set up all of the weeks for the month of April, so they're there, and I don't have to worry about that. And then I just went ahead and put sticky notes in for the rest of the year so I would know how much room I would need in the planner before I got to the notes section. So now this is a running list of things that I want to add to the notes section. Let's talk about what's in the notes section. I'll share a few items with you. I'm still working on this. My plan for this is to use it for reference items, things that I'm using right now, messy scribbly lists, like whatever I need it for. That's what journaling, long form journaling, whatever I need it for. The first page in my notes section is a planner plan because I'm a planner, right? Okay. What I've done is the same way I'm describing to you what each of these books are and how I'm going to use them. I actually took the time to write it out because sometimes that helps me, if I'm like, oh, where do I put this? Do I have a place in my system for this? Maybe I should get a new planner. I can come here and go, no, I don't need a new planner because I said that this main planner was also going to be for messy notes. And this year's commonplacing, right? So I don't need a commonplace book because I already have one. It's this one. See, I wrote it in my planner plan. That's the concept. So I've got like reference book, main planner, and my health journal. What information is there? I also put the sticky note down under the heading add to planner so that as I think of things that I would like to add to the planner, instead of rushing out and buying or adding or changing my planner system, I can just put it safely here and marinate on that for a little bit. That's the plan. That's the planner plan. I have a page, 2 pages dedicated to my grandson and all things related to him. Instructions when he stays the night, all that stuff. So things I want to do with him, things I want to buy for him, which is an ever-growing list. We have a vacation coming up. This is sort of a planning page for that vacation, things I need to buy, the details, things we need to do before we leave, meal plan, packing list, all that stuff. That's for that. And then that is really all I have here so far. So I will continue to add to this, and I did number the pages. So I have, total, I had 177 notes pages, and I'm on I've used 7 of those. So I think I'll have plenty of room here with no fear of running out. So that is my everyday main planner notebook. And I did put some sticky notes back here to just pull from. I love sticky notes. Okay. And then that brings us to the health planner. And a lot of this is, I have some pretty major health goals this year. And I started in this notebook, I started tracking in this planner, and I found tracking to be very helpful. And so that's why I really wanted a dedicated place for this. Some of this I'm gonna blur out, but I do want to give you an idea of what things look like. So the first thing, I recreated something similar to what you would find in the beginning of the weeks or the Hobonichi cousin, where you've got the monthly sort of columns with each day. And the way I'm using this, I went ahead and drew in the calendar at the top. I've got some categories of things that I'm tracking here at the top. And then for each day, I've got the days listed down here on the side. For each day, I am writing out or tracking the information that's listed up here. Let me get to a blank one. So here's what a blank one looks like. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things I'm tracking, and then the days written here. So I would just use this, and then I've got, sort of a summary total information down here. So that's how I'm using this. This did take a little bit of time to set up. I mean, again, this is Astrology, so it's just blank pages, but totally worth it because I absolutely love coming in here and entering this information. Now, what I will say is I don't come here every day and fill this out. I come in here a couple times a week because all of the information that's here is actually being tracked in apps and by my fitness watch, but it's hard to see it all collectively and across time on my watch or app. So this is why I'm tracking it here. Okay, of course, I've got motivation to myself sprinkled in everywhere. All right, I've got my measurements that I am doing, it's not necessarily every month, but when I feel like it's time to do some measurements because I am focused on weight loss, but also some other health goals. And this is sort of a non-scale measure of how things are going, which I think is really important to do that too. So this is images that I printed on sticker paper, and then I found this silhouette and I printed that out. I thought it was really helpful, and then just drew the lines in and then am keeping up with my measurements there. I've got medical contact information, which is really handy, and then I also have a when did I last, and it's all of my regular doctors are listed there, as well as like prescription refills, things like that. So I can just keep up with when is the last time that thing occurred. That's really handy for me. Medical focused, when did I last? And then I go into monthly tracking, and I'm actually going to flip to a blank month to show you how I have that set up. So here is the month of April, blank drawn in. Basically, I have weight loss goal for the month. I have goals that I actually write out, and they're not all losing pounds. There's other goals there. In the days, I keep track of a few different things, including total minutes of activity and movement, where my heart rate is in that zone 2. I keep track of calories in and calories out. I am just, and this changes depending on how I'm feeling, or where I am, what my goals are for that month, but I'm using this for tracking purposes. I'm going to flip back to a completed month so I can show you what the middle page looks like. So this is the page after the monthly. I've got my wins listed up here. So I keep track of victories, health victories within that month. I also have in the bottom section, I have the days, 2 rows for each day. And this is where I track cycle, any symptoms that how I'm feeling, what's happening from a health standpoint, just a little bit of micro journaling. And then I also have some specific trackers up here. They're just monthly calendars where I color in when things are happening. This gives me a very quick view of what's happening when, and easy to see that. And then the last page is blank because I am using this for journaling. This is reflection at the end of the month for me to just write how the month went, what worked, what didn't, what I want to change, how am I feeling about it, concerns that I have, you know, things that I want to do differently, all of that stuff. That's what this is. All right, so that is the monthly tracking. And then I switch over to this section, which is the notes section. So again, I mapped out everything, all the pages that I would need to be able to get all the way to December with that type of tracking. And then I put health notes in here, reference items, things like that. So meal ideas, healthy meal ideas, vitamins and supplements. I have to look this information up occasionally and remind myself, like, why am I taking something? Or, hey, you know, be careful with calcium. You need to take it with vitamin D, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I've got those notes in here so I can reference them. I am super into infusing water with fruits and things like that, and different combinations to try. I've been so into this lately. One of my favorite ones is I get the, it's like non-branded, whatever the grocery store brand is, sparkling water in the can, no sodium, no caffeine, just the sparkling water, and then mix in strawberry and mint leaves, and a tiny, tiny splash of sugar-free vanilla syrup, like the Torani sugar-free syrup. Oh my goodness. You go make yourself that drink. It's amazing. You feel so fancy. Okay, so plenty more. I've got a list of things at the beginning that I want to keep adding here. But these pages, this is a half-year Stology, so I have plenty of pages to keep adding to health reference information. So one of the things I've been researching a little bit is intermittent fasting and different ways to do that, and what are the benefits and all of that. I want to put my notes here so that I can continue to come back here and see that information. All right, and that brings me to the end of the planner. So it's still a work in progress. Setting this up has been so fun. I still feel like I'm getting, you know, the things that I really need into this planner. But I have really been enjoying having it. I've been enjoying working in it for the couple weeks that I've been using it. I don't love this cover, but it's so thick. I feel like I'm going to have a cover that is this big to be able to hold all my books. And the only one I know of is Moterm. If you guys if you have advice on a planner cover that will encompass all of this in one, because that's really, I'm feeling the have everything in one but have it all separate vibe. And the only way I know to do that is with Traveler's Notebooks and a Traveler's Notebook cover. So I would love to hear your thoughts about maybe other covers that I could consider. Yeah, let me know that. I hope you enjoyed seeing my spring revival in my planner. I would love to hear from you. Are you having similar, you know, revive your planner system issues? Are you changing things up for spring? I feel like it's just a season. We're coming to the end of the first quarter. It's always a time for me where I'm reflecting on what's working, what's not, and usually making changes to my planner system in the spring. If you go back to my channel and look in the spring, I'm always doing something different in the spring. And it's just, I feel like life changes in the spring for me, and things shift to a different gear. And I feel like I have a good grasp on my goals and what I want to accomplish. And so that leads to needing to change the planner system. So if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.